I'm Jeff Glave. I grew up in DeRuyter, New York. Moved here as a babe in 1957, and I'm going to be restoring a chair that was in the house for as long as I can remember. I'm pretty sure it's a one-off chair that somebody made, homemade. I have to fix this chair up and make it a thing that we're proud to sit in again. So enjoy the video. It should be interesting.
You've done it.
Oh yeah.
Any memories of your grandfather?
Yeah, he used to sit on this while he was working in the woodshed. And it would sit out on the lawn too, and he liked it because it wasn't a sit way down into chair. It was a sit, it's a tall step stool, so he didn't have to bend way down and get back out of it. I said I have some good enamel that I could put on here instead of trying to do a finish.
Would the enamel be more true to?
Yeah, it was always
period?
an ugly green chair. See the colors? It was a light green, then a darker green.
What about the metal?
I'm going to turn it black, I think. Just black enamel.
You know, we have to do some sort of, are you going to oil it or do like a rust inhibitor?
I'm gonna wire wheel it. Then I'm going to put rust reformer on it. Then I'm going to paint it. I made a big mistake. I should have brought my rabbit plane with me and I could clean up these joints real quick. Ta-da!
What is it going to mean to you to have this chair restored?
Well, it'll be great to sit in it in the same spot. And I always think of him when I see this chair. It's one of the only things that's left. It's pure grandpa. And it just had a split seat. That's the only thing that's wrong with it. So I'm going to paint this all up. I don't know whether I'm going to paint this or I could finish it, I think. If I sanded it up pretty nice. But I don't know if I need to do that, or whether I just do paint. Well, I want to get it done before Chris comes home so it can just be sitting here as a complete object with no explanation. That'll be kind of fun. I just glued it together with Gorilla Glue. I cleaned off all the joints. I dampened them up so the Gorilla Glue will foam and fill those little gaps. And I put this brace on it so it wouldn't cup up when you tighten it up like this wanted it to do. And this keeps it flat while these keep it tightened together. Then I'm going to sand the whole thing, prime it, and paint it, along with these poor babies who have been outside and been abused.
I hate abused babies.
Me too. Child abuse. There's an important discovery here. It had red paint at one time. Woo! Now I'm filling cracks.
What do you remember about your grandfather?
He was a favorite of all our friends in town when we were growing up because he loved having children around. And one of the most fun things was in the woodshed and his little tackle shop. He had a tackle shop on the porch, but he would be cleaning fish all the time when he came back from one of his little fishing trips, and which was, you know, several per week. But the neighbors would come over at that time because he would very skillfully remove the fish bladders intact and hand one to each of the kids, because you could take them out on the sidewalk and pop them like a little balloon or a little bubble. It was, in retrospect, a kind of real bizarre.
How many bladders would you have at a time? Could you like have a fish bladder war?
Well, yeah, you could, because he would come back with 30 or 40 fish. He liked bullheads even. And those were usually the ones that we were getting the fish bladders from, because they're big, fat ones. And I just think we really squished fish bladders on the sidewalk. But that was a favorite thing to wait around for.
So what kind of paint are you using?
This is just sticks. I'm priming it in a water-based paint, even though I'm going to finish it with an enamel.
Any rules about nobody sits in my chair kind of thing?
No, we all sat in it. The kids loved it because it was Grandpa's chair.
So why did you choose green?
Well, it was the other lettucey kind of green, and I didn't have any of that, and I was going to mix it until I opened up this can and said, oh, that's the color. So I'm cheating, but I'm going to make it a beautiful turquoise.
So you changed the game plan.
I did. It's just primer now. Just primer. It's sad, but it's true. I painted over the gum. It's now a historic artifact, preserved forever. Huh. Got an alignment problem here.
Are you gonna do chew up a new piece of gum to put under there?
Oh, it's got enough old gum. If you sat in the seat to do any work at the little workbench, you're gonna get your butt pinched in the big split. Well, this is nice to look at and realize that I can sit in this chair again and not pinch my butt. It had that one big split in it.
Had you pinching your butt, had that happened before?
Oh, yes.
So do you remember your grandfather repairing anything in his workshop space?
He didn't really have a workshop space. He had a woodshed that was all devoted to fishing tackle. We had a big minnow tank in the woodshed, which was our neighborhood claim to fame, because nobody else had minnows, and we did. Oh, I'm scraping up my paint really good. Good thing I need one more coat on it, huh?
So I know you have a grandson of your own. Is this going to be a full circle moment when you're able to see him sit in this chair?
You know, he would like this chair because he likes to sit in whatever the grown-ups are sitting in. So that would be good. I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, he would like this.
When do you think this chair was first manufactured?
I have wondered about that. I have no idea. If it's vintage grandpa, I would think it was from sometime in the 30s, but I have no way of knowing.
Did chairs
It's certainly a one-off. I think somebody made it. I don't think it came from a, store.
This isn't something that you would pick up from the hardware store with your coupons that you saved?
No, I don't know. I think this is a homemade item. It's such an odd one. It doesn't have any markings of any kind on it either. It's all somebody's little project.
Somebody had to be excited about this whole orientation of...
I loved this bend.
Yeah.
This is where the style came in for me.
Somebody had an aha moment
Yeah.
when making this chair, and they said, I can just use a piece of flat bar, and if I can bend it this way, then bend it that way, then bend it this way.
Yeah, I think it's cleverly made. And I love, of course, the magic for it was always the footrest. Having a footrest down here was cool. And arms on a crazy chair like this, wooden arms, that's kind of fun.
Well, you need comfort when you're selling minnows.
That's probably very true. Oh.
So, you got your chair finished. Put your feet up. Yeah, there you go. How's it feel?
I'm taller than when I used to sit in it, but yeah, it feels good.
Do you feel like a grandpa?
I am a grandpa. Yeah, I do feel like one. Going out the door?
Yep.